It needs to have a bottom underneath. We need to support that lump. Now, you can get some on the top and you can get some on the side, but 95% of them are underneath, sits right where it collapsed from that point. And reason for the Charcot shoe is most shoes don't have extensions.
Well, welcome to the Feel the Difference podcast. I am your host, Ryan Perry. As usual, I have the owner and CEO of DT Footwear with me, Ron Heinlein. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, definitely. We love talking to you about foot health and foot care, specifically as it relates to shoes and inserts. Today, I'm curious about Charcot. It's not something that I've ever heard of until I started working with you. And so obviously people that are dealing with this know what it is. And what I'm really curious about is what is the special needs they have when it comes to finding the right shoe for their needs.
Well, what it is Charcot's very simple, is your arch is collapsed. It's broken down, and it usually lays at the bottom of your foot right underneath your arch, and it sits on the side here. And basically, a shoe, it needs to have a bottom underneath. We need to support that lump. Now, you can get some on the top and you can get some on the side, but 95% of them are underneath, sits right where it collapsed from that point. And reason for the Charcot shoe is most shoes don't have extensions. I'm going to use this women's shoe as example, tennis shoe, great tennis shoe, is that it's just got a straight last, as you see here. It doesn't protrude.
When you say last, Ron, sorry, but for people that don't know what a last is, what are you referring to?
That's your heel structure from your heel to your ball width. That's the last of the shoe. And a Charcot, the only difference than a conventional shoe, as you see here, it has a flare out. It has a base where the Charcot can sit on it and have support. When you don't have that, the Charcot starts cutting into this outer layer, what we call our outsole, and starts protruding and gets irritable and can cause a lot of irritation to the foot. What the Charcot does is just gives you more extension here, and that's the only difference. And we will give you two on your left foot and your right foot, because I have people say, well, Ron, I only have Charcot on your one foot. That individual is more perceptive to have both of them collapsing. Hasn't happened, but could. It's not going to say it's going to. So we create a Charcot on the left and on the right foot. So what it is simple, just a base under the dropped arch or the lump to give you a foundation. And it's very mandatory because people who buy conventional shoes that are Charcot, and especially in the position I says, they need that. And that's really what the main concern is.
I have two questions from there. First of all, you talk about the additional flare, if you will, kind of through the midsection, from the ball to the midsection. I'm also thinking about people with flat feet. So what's the difference between flat feet and Charcot then?
Flat feet means that your whole arch is just it hasn't broken down. It just fell. Your arch fell and your whole foot is flat. Charcot is strictly a fallen arch, an arch that the bones have broken. They're actually broken, and they collapse and they sit there. A flat foot means your arch is intact, but it just flattened down and it flattens out. And a lot of people say, well, I don't need an arch in my insert. And they're correct. They don't need as major protruding arch because they have nothing here to fill in because it's just as flat as a pancake. So the whole foot's flat. What a Charcot is, the rest of the foot's structured properly. It's just got a big lump here, a big lump sitting right there that basically needs to have under support under foundation under that.
Okay, perfect. So, and that kind of blends straight into my next question, which has to do with inserts and how important our inserts are they not when dealing with Charcot shoes.
Charcot, they're very mandatory. We don't need to make it as deep and high of an arch as you see in this particular insert. You can see how the arch, put the right way where you guys can see it, how the arch is protruding. In a Charcot, the insert is made for a Charcot, so it's a little more flat and doesn't have the raised arch to it. Flat feet are another thing. A lot of them don't need the raised arch from that point. So the inserts come, you get 3 sets. So we have 2 styles in men's, 1 style in women's in the Charcot position, and those inserts, and you get 3 sets of them. 1 comes in the shoe. You have 2 others. Every 4 months to 6 months, depending on how much you wear the shoe, needs to exchange because they do compress down. They got a great durometer thickness that pads that lump that needs it, but also raises the temperature up. And even though circulation really doesn't have anything to do with Charcot, it just helps your whole foot be in a better mood. And then we give you those wiggle toe rooms in with the raised arch, or in this case, a fuller toe box, as you see here, a higher toe box, a rounder toe box. This is a therapeutic orthopedic shoe. So that works in all conditions. But Charcot is a little different than a flat foot. And basically, it has to have its own insert.
Okay, perfect. And within Charcot, so somebody who's kind of going through, I'm assuming it doesn't happen overnight. It's probably something that's happening over time. What are some of the foot pains they might be dealing with that's an indication that a Charcot might be a better shoe for them?
Well, you don't need it until it collapses. And it can
Okay.
happen the next day. It can happen within that hour. It's the bones are so brittle, and reason for Charcot could be many things, and I don't want to get into details from that.
Mm-hmm.
But when someone's got a Charcot, they've got it, and you wake up in the morning and have a big lump on the side of your foot, your arch just repositioned on you, and
Okay.
you need it. What the pain is the discomfort of having a bump there that you never have. You have to get used to it. How do you offset that is by the inserts are the most important. We give the foundation involved in the shoes, but we also add an insert that conforms right to the construction of that Charcot outsole.
All
So
right.
that's very important. But when do you know you're going to get it? It could be hereditary. It could be just age can create a lot of that. It could be just lack. I mean, there could be so many medical
Sure.
terms, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to get into the medical
Okay,
aspects
perfect.
of it.
Okay, perfect. And then lastly, you did mention that there are 4 styles available on the website. So the website
Right.
being DT Footwear. Where would somebody go to find a specific Charcot shoe?
Go to men's, go to Charcot.
So we're talking
Foot
about the top
condition.
menu.
Yeah, on the menu, you got the men's. You go to the men's. Then down below, they'll be broken down by all categories, and you're looking for Charcot. Go to Charcot. The men's styles, the 2 boots in the tie, and the double Velcro will be there. The 502 will be there. The single Velcro, and then we'll have all the widths for you that we're well famous for. And all again, as I said, all of those are going to come with 3 sets of inserts: 1 in the shoe, 2 extra ones, and that's mandatory for you. So, and the same thing with women's. You go to Charcot section because we have foot conditions, and this is considered a foot condition. So and again, we have all the widths. We can go to a 70 in a women's. We can go a 90 in a men's. We can do a 10. We can do a 14E width from that point out of our factories. Those are special orders. So that's it. We have that a foot condition category for you. This would be a very good example.
Anything else you'd like to add about this?
No, it's not too many people do Charcot shoes. Just puts us in a different category. And again, the question is when someone says, "How come they're on the both positions?" It's mandatory because we don't know if the other foot's going to catch up with the one that has Charcot. Might not. And from that aspect, and again, there's not major amount of people out there that have it. But what makes us different and unique, we do have it, and we have the widths, and we have the links.
All right, perfect. And for people that would like to talk to Ron directly, if you just go to the website, dtfootwear.com, to the Contact Us page, you can get a hold of Ron by phone, email, or text. If you decide to call in, just ask for Ron. He's more than happy to answer the phone, answer any questions or concerns that you have, because this is a unique situation. And Ron's got over 40 years of experience dealing with shoes and foot problems and helping people out.